Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Dead by Daylight on the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti for FPS monitoring. This time I won't be using cam due to Easy Anti-Cheat, which is the anti-cheat software this game uses, so I'll be using MSI Afterburner instead. And if you want to support me, there are Humble and Amazon affiliate links down in the description. So Dead by Daylight, I'll be doing 1080p, 900p, 1440p and 4K. To skip none of those sections of the video, check the description below. So before saying anything, I need to clarify some things. This game doesn't have a resolution option in-game that allows you to choose your resolution. It only has a percentage option, 100%, which means native resolution. So for example, in Windows, I have 1080p selected as my native resolution. So 100% means 1080p. If you lower that, it means that it's a lower resolution, but it uses a temporal anti-aliasing solution in order to make a softer image. So aliasing is not that obvious. But in order to change resolutions in this game, what I notice is that it takes the resolution that you chose in the Windows display options. So if you just right click on your desktop, go to display settings, just select the resolution there, and the game will just go with that resolution. That's what I did here. So for example, on 900p, I just selected 1600 by 900 on the Windows display settings, as I said how to do so a second ago, and the same with 1440p and 4K. So the in-game options menu don't show you what resolution you have. You just have to select it outside of the game, then launch the game on full screen, and that's it. And also you don't have a lot of options to play with. You only have quality, auto adjust, and the resolution scale slider. So first of all, quality, you have low, medium, high, and ultra. As far as I could see, ultra and high have very small differences in performance. High was like 3 or 4 FPS more, medium was a bigger boost, and well, low is a massive boost in performance. But there are a lot of shadows missing, some effects are not there as well, so that's something to keep in mind. And the game is capped at 60 frames per second with VSync enabled. You can disable VSync and the frame rate cap, but you have to edit a config file. And due to that, if I wanted to just change that config file, I had to do it each time I enter the game, because if I didn't do it, I couldn't change any options in the options menu. They didn't take any effects, so that's something else to keep in mind. You can unlock the frame rate, but I don't recommend doing so this time around. But yeah, on 1080p, I show you first ultra settings. That means over 30 frames per second just fine. Then I show you medium settings, which is the way to get 60 frames per second and maintain the better quality visuals. So if you do high, it will be very similar to ultra. Then at 900p, I was able to do ultra settings at 50 to 60 frames per second. That means that on 900p, if you put ultra settings on most maps, you can get 60 frames per second just fine. In the one that I was playing, I got some drops to 50. I played like 4 matches on 900p because I got killed very easily. So the 4th match, I saw that I got drops to 50 frames per second in this map in particular. Then at 1440p, I show you 2 graphical options. I show you ultra settings and then I show you low settings, since ultra means 28 to 30 frames per second and low settings means 50 to 60 FPS. So for 1440p, I would recommend the medium and avoid drops below 30 frames per second. And if you want to get 50 to 60, just do low settings. It works just fine. And finally at 4K, I show you the lowest settings, because if I just choose medium, I get drops below 30 frames per second all the time. But in some specific maps that are very GPU bound, you might see drops below 30 frames per second. The particular one that I was playing at didn't get drops below 30, so I think I was lucky, because in the lobby before entering the game, you get worse performance most of the time. So it was below 30 frames per second in menus, but outside of that, at 4K, it was fine. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.